of course, trying to prepare with that one heading into, or with some Ghosts. From the opposite side as well, Rallied, Fellow, Quavelkinney, and Accuracy. Rallied, of course, very well-known player when it comes down to S&D tournaments, especially online as well. You've got Felony, of course, player for Rise Nation. Quavelkinney, guy who played back in Advanced Warfare, recently made his comeback to competitive Call of Duty. And, of course, you got Walrus, the King. Who is this guy? Or Walrus? I'm not sure if it's meant to be Walrus or not. But it's actually Accuracy, player for Team Caliber. Not exactly sure, well, that's his gamer tag, but who knows? Not exactly sure why, but it is Accuracy for those who don't know.
Oh, see, Felonies is the S&D king. Look at this right here. 2 kills in the first kill cam. Easy one at targets and easy one at... I feel like he knows he's there. Yeah, wall hacks.
Very nicely played there from Tyler Fellow. He is a swell fellow at that. I don't know. Felony, Fellow.
Right, here comes the puns.
Yeah,
Here comes the puns.
That's right.
There they come.
I was waiting for Flawless to not die in first round so I can say that Flawless is flawless, but yeah, it's just not happening. It's not working out. Racewag has to be careful about that cross he just made. Rallied, very, very talented sniper player when it comes down to Ghost tournaments. Oftentimes you will spot him in bottom genus. So for future rounds, definitely be looking at Rallied and his perspective when it comes down to those snipes that he makes look ever so easy. But as we are loading in here towards some Warhawk, Taylor, what's your take when it comes into Warhawk? This is a map that I feel like isn't often highlighted when it comes down to competitive Call of Duty fans. I hear like we talk about Fright, we talk about Octane, but Warhawk is kind of a map, at least in my opinion, that isn't always brought up, after a few years of playing it and whatnot. But it's a pretty interesting map. What do you think?
Well, Warhawk is an interesting map. A lot of people like going to B. It's kind of that dominant side again. But it's just an interesting way how you want to play it. You could stay back with thermals and chill out. You can wait to see you get a pick as Felony gets one right there. But it's a weird map. A lot of people don't like it per se. I remember back in Ghost, nobody liked it at first. Definitely playing on domination, people were hating it. So I don't know if it's a fan favorite per se, but it's definitely an interesting map to say the least.
Absolutely, I think it's.
But it's a balanced map. If you really think about it, it's a balanced map for S&D. A lot of people tend to go to B, but you can definitely plant the bomb at A.
Yeah, it's an off strategy, but I feel like we do see a lot of defensive teams kind of focus a lot of attention toward A at times, and of course you're seeing that right now coming in from the OGeGirlSlayers side. Looking at Boss Zello right now, could catch one on the flank just toward that left side of Pickett, and is going to literally jump over one player, spots him. And now this push toward A could turn into a little bit of a flank. Bossello not watching what could have been that back street area, but of course realized that he caught off Quavelkinney, and that should be the final player watching the flank. So here comes the push. Racewag drops and
two-piece.
Yep. Fellow going off narrowly. Bossello was able to shut down Accuracy there. And 2v1. This is not looking good for your Manziel, I don't think.
It's definitely not. 2 of the best S&D players we have around. Fellow's 5-0. Rail Daddy, who is 1-1, but we all know that he is a god at S&D, so this should be interesting for Boss to get this done.
Yeah, we'll see what the play call is, making his way through 10 at the moment, and isn't even have enough time to go for the defuse. So despite finding any kills at all, which he will escape to do either, will be picked off and rallied. Now 2-1. Quavelkinney and Fellow both 10-2 combined after just a pair of rounds. And Quavelkinney is a guy that we were actually able to cast over, I want to say it was 2 weeks ago, or maybe, and he was absolutely going off in every single series that I watched about him. And of course, like I said, he was a guy who played in Advanced Warfare under an organization known as Justice, played with guys like Spacely, Assault, as well as Envoy. Very talented player at the time, but of course wasn't able to play after that just due to the age restriction, and ended up playing some Halo during a little bit of that run, but still a very talented guy, very aggressive player as well, and I think it's going to be a major handful for, you got Kenny, you got Felony, you got Rowdowdy. I mean, it's going to be a very difficult load for the side of OGeGirlSlayers to try to keep up.
So is Warris the King, is that somebody else? Or
that's actually Accuracy. I'm not sure why that's his gamer tag, but it is Accuracy. So
I was kind of confused. I'm like, wait a second, who is this?
Yeah, pretty interesting choice of name. Not exactly sure why the choice, but
clearly he was born in. Maybe this is one of his first game or PSNs ever.
Could be.
I mean, he's got his birthday in there, so who knows?
Not sure. by any means. But Felony actually picking off one to start things, as it looks like Boszello rallied everyone finding kills to start this round at number 5 off. But first 4 looking pretty good for GHJ, to say the least. And Racewag left it a 1-on-3, potentially a 5-0. Do you think you can clutch it out, Taylor?
Definitely not.
Oh!
I would see him clutch it out, and he might here, but it's 2v1, bombs down. This is pretty much an easy trade if they play this correctly. As he spots him. Oh, but he turns around. He's trying to challenge. He's going to challenge. Didn't work out. So Rail Daddy gets the kill, but when those 1v2 situations, bombs down, your percentage of winning the rounds is slim to none, so you really just got to challenge anyways. Not enough time on your hands.
Yeah, 19 and 7 actually combined for Kenny, Fellow, and Rallied. Just goes to show the major slaying difference that we're seeing between these teams. Havoc, 98s, currently sitting at 0 and 5, does not want to be introduced to the agency anytime soon. That 007. But we'll see how things do start to pick off as no one actually grabs the bomb. Despite that, Ray Swag will show us a nice little snipe to begin things, as both Kenny as well as Felony dropping. So the highlight players, at least as far as kills are concerned, already dropping. This could definitely be around toward the side of OGeGirlSlayers, but they're going to need a lot more than just one to make this one interesting.
I mean, Rail Daddy, he's looking for kills. It's 2v4 right now. I think there should be an easy win on the side of Racewag and Flawless. As Rail Daddy gets some shots down, gets that kill, and he gets picked off. See, I believe sometimes when you're down so much, it's 5-1 right now. I think that you gotta get away from B, because it tends to be the favored side. But when you're down that bad, you really just gotta switch it up and head over to A.
Absolutely, yeah. You gotta change up the strategies a little bit. Of course, it might be a little bit too little, too late rather. But regardless, it is 5-1, and Rallied pulling up the sniper rifle here for round at number 7. Most likely checking bottom. Gene has been not going to spot anyone as of yet. Most likely going to swap to that Vector. Has some stuns as well, tossing out one, and he is going to call that one out toward his teammates. One of them being Felony, could be picking off a few just toward his right side. He does get picked off, however, kills being responded back and forth. A current 2-on-2, and around that literally has to go Flawless's way. Already tagged, and soon could potentially be bagged as well. 4 and 5. Has to go big in order this 1-on-2.
If they put this bomb down, it could be bad.
And Flawless, if he does peek around the corner.
If he picks him.
Oh, no, he can't stay alive. He will drop.
To get the trade.
Yeah, Rallied finishing off, and actually was third, I think, as far as overall total kills, and over time starts to make his way to the overall highest amount in that category, as he will finish off things 8 and 2, along with securing a 6-1 victory in this first SD. A very fast Warhawk. I know, we were kind of looking forward to casting over a different map, but it looks like we will only be able to see 7 rounds of that being the case. But regardless, a dominant victory and game number 1 from GHJ. Do you think we see similar things when it comes to the map 2 there, Taylor?
I think we do. I think what you saw on that map was a lot of trades done perfectly on the side of Fellow's team. Clearly, they're very experienced S&D players, and it shows.
Absolutely does. We'll see if the side of OGeGirlSlayers can start to bring things back, or if we can possibly see a hot 2-0 after we do spectate some Octane. But guys, we're going to a quick commercial break. When we return, map number 2, we'll be back right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ghost 4v4 $500 Prime. It's myself, Lando, joined by Taylor Keating. And Taylor, we're already hopping in toward map number 2. Map number 1 was very, very quick. A solid 6-1 victory for the side of GHJ. And not to say that I wasn't expecting it, as Felony gets a nice headshot there to even out the man count, but based on the teams, or the players that we have on this team in GHJ, this is a squad that I definitely could see, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if we end up seeing them in our semifinal or even our final matchup as well.
Oh yeah, they're definitely contenders for the final, as Felony gets picked off right there. But another pick. There's picks on picks right now, but Flawless is last alive going against Reality and accuracy. Let's see if he can pick it out.
Let's see, this Flawless can respond, of course. Veteran when it comes down the COD. Is able to shut down a rally just toward the side of that bomb, and now it's accuracy, aka Walrus to King. On the opposite side, we'll see how Flawless decides to challenge this one. Of course, one-on-one up close, trying to fire through, and we'll see if he does have the pistol out up close, but no, will not finish that one off. And of course, pistol versus Vector, not just at close range, but at any range as well. I think I'm always picking the Vector in that situation, Taylor.
100%. And he was sprinting too. That's just not a good combination.
Yeah. Kind of unfortunate there for Flawless. However, a round in the books toward the side of GHJ. And honestly, if you're OGeGirlSlayers at this point, of course, you've already got the name, so you've got already a little bit of pressure on your shoulders to perform. But along with that, you've already only won one round. So it's kind of like you have to pick things up. And, of course, already dropping 3 kills. Rowd and Felony responding for a few. And it looks like Accuracy will find the other. I was going to say, they need some momentum to go in their favor. That is the exact opposite. That was dominance.
Picks on picks on picks. That's when you know you're confident. When you got multiple people using snipers, that's when you know that they're about to win this round.
I was looking at the guys on OGeGirlSlayers, and you could just see like the
Bodies
scaredness, like just like, oh god, like turning around, like what just happened? Like
what do I do?
They definitely got picked off and caught off guard for sure. Looking at Rowd, he actually during the cross he prones with a sniper rifle of his own and tries to challenge that one. You can just overall see the confidence in them at the moment. But despite that, this round number 3 playing a little bit different. Both Racewag and Flawless escaping with their lives, along with a kill advantage for the moment. But we'll see how Kenny can do. Currently looking at Kenny's perspective, making his way through gas. As a 2v3, a man down. We'll see what the play call is.
I mean, 2v3, bombs down. What would you do in this situation?
Let's see. Well, Kenny's obviously on the opposite side of the map. If I'm rallied, it'd be awesome to get the bomb down. Of course, already having a lot of early aggression shown toward the beginning. It'd be awesome to kind of have Kenny, over time like this, kind of pick up kills. Just some type of distraction. If honestly, if Rowd could have stayed alive in that situation, kind of caused a little bit of distraction because they have the element of surprise at their hands. They have Kenny as the flanker. So if there was a way, maybe just some excess shots, maybe even, good timing that could have gone Rally's way. I think playing that flank, it could have definitely worked out for Kenny, but when you're a man down, the early aggression has already been shown. It's kind of difficult to make some noise while also staying alive.
Yeah, and I think that's where you need to kind of group up together and make sure you at least get those trades, because when you're on the opposite side of the map, bomb is not even near you, that's going to be almost impossible as another pick happens.
Man. Rallied and Felony definitely making them pay, as well as Accuracy. He's currently sitting at 4-1. Could definitely make that one 5-1. That's Flawless.
Flawless is all up top by himself. This could be bad.
At least he has the bomb, but not in a position to get that one down. At least.
Yeah, 1v4 is a little hard, I think. Yeah, just a little bit.
Oh man, I really don't know what to say.
When you see the opposite team sprinting around the map and everywhere to find somebody, that's when you know their ultimate confidence is happening. Quavo Kenny has literally looked for the entire map to find Flawless, and he has found him. And he gets one shot on. Can he get the second? He needs to finish him off. He's still top motel. He's looking for him. He wants it.
He's hungry. Oh, and just a near snipe miss. Flawless hearing the sniper bullet. Whistle past his ear, but the shots from behind will come in from Rallied. As this one is, I don't even want to say after just 4 rounds, this one being over, but it's just the overall confidence, the sniper play that we're seeing come in from the side of GHJ. They just look to be on top form at the moment.
They're just more aggressive. I mean, they're trading kills perfectly. They're super confident. When you're super confident and your team, I think one of the biggest reasons why they're really just steamrolling these guys, because the guys on the other team aren't bad by any means. I think it's just because these players that are playing on this team right now, they've played S&D tournaments together for a long time. If anything, they're almost... See, Quavo Kenny just gets 2 kills back-to-back right there. Now he's about to get a 3rd. Look at that. He's nasty.
This is what I'm saying, man.
Quavo, he is nasty.
Yeah, Quavo Kenny, he is not a guy that you want to mess with by any means. A very quick hat trick. And I don't even know how he spots out that player. Had to be a call-out, you'd like to imagine.
A call-out, I think.
Because I think Rallied was watching that side strip area and could have definitely called that one out. But just in a matter of moments. And I think, honestly, the composition of this group plays out very well, because you have Felony and also Rallied, who kind of play those sniper rifle roles. You also have Accuracy, who's typically known as kind of like an AR player. And you also have Kenny, who's a very fast SMG. All guys kind of filling out those roles very well. And it's going to be a team that, granted, like a lot of these teams form, they don't really have a great composition, but they just play with each other because they're good. This team is good, plus they have a fantastic composition where any map they could definitely show up and be strong. And I think that's showing out in different rounds. You see Rowlett, you see Felony having great moments. You see Kenny showing his aggression and overall consistency coming in from accuracy. This is just such a talented squad. And
it's a talented squad, and it's balanced.
Yeah.
And that's what you see on a lot of top S&D teams. As Kenny is just going off, finally gets taken down, but 2v2 situation, 2v1 now, as it's Rail Daddy and Fellow.
Oh no! Oh, Race Flag, you knew exactly where Rallied was. You waited for him to jump out of the strip window. This hurts. We have to watch this again. Literally middle of the reload. Granted, he has the Humvee to at least take some of the shots, but still. And Bossello hasn't even found a kill yet.
I mean, that's 0-6 is definitely not going to help your team by any means. He might get the 007, but...
yeah, we could be having a join the agency moment after this next round.
I mean, the agency sounds nice, but it definitely is not.
By no means. I love James Bond, but...
not in Call of Duty.
Yeah, by no means. But looks like a Felony actually getting picked off, so at least a positive for OGeGirlSlayers.
But Quavo Kenny, he's aggressive right now. He's picking off people. Got a little too aggressive.
But here comes Walrus to King, finding one, potentially finding the second. Accuracy not escaping him at the moment. As he knows he just toward that side pond, peeks around at the worst time possible. Now left in a 1-on-3 scenario, and it will be Flawless who's actually able to pick him off in the end. As he was able to stay alive. Of course, misses one snipe, but has the teammate support to distract the final player. So they're down.
But they're not out.
But they're not out. Thank you for finishing that off. I just don't know, man. I really don't know what to say.
I think they got a little bit over aggressive on that last round. I think they might close it out right here.
I think they will, especially a pick that could come in from Felony or Rally would be big. And just like that, Felony finding one. Race Swag immediately leaves the game. He's angry. He's ticked off. He's not having it. And who would at this point?
They immediately go down.
Oh, they all leave, and now Flawless.
The game.
Imagine if Flawless clutches this out. Guys, come back! I won the round. But, yeah. Most likely not going to happen for Flawless.
Oh, he got one kill.
He does. He actually has a trophy. He has a trophy in his back pocket as well.
No, he has a minute left. He doesn't know the person's behind him in backstrip, though. So this could be detrimental.
What great confidence whenever you see that your team is literally leaving the game after, and you're the last guy alive.
Well, I mean, they lost, what, 6-1 the first map, and they lost 6-2 the second map.
Yeah.
Clearly, they've lost full as they all leave the game and leave Flawless to get dismantled by the whole team.
I'm just curious, like, in a situation, like, being in a spot like that, where it's like, okay, guys, listen, we can bring this one back. And then, just like while you're in the middle, like, you see all your teammates get picked off, they leave the game, and they're like, thanks for the confidence boost, guys. Appreciate that one a lot. But still, 1-on-4, not going to see that one happen very often, if often at all. But still a dominant victory. Only 3 rounds gained after 2 total maps from the side of OGeGirlSlayers, as he will be waving goodbye to them. And, of course, Rallied, Felony, Quavo Kenny, and Walrus, a.k.a. Accuracy, or Wallace. I'm not exactly sure what the exact... I just call them Walrus. I'm not sure. But regardless, they will be moving forward in our tournament and definitely looking on prime form right now. If there's one thing, in your opinion, Taylor, that one thing that maybe a team could kind of focus on from the side of GHJ that could kind of like a niche in the armor in some cases, like a little bit of an issue that you could see them facing off in future rounds, or how could teams kind of counter against them, in your opinion, when it comes into future teams who will be facing off against them in this tournament?
Well, I think you saw they took a round off them when they were getting super aggressive and super confident. I think that's going to be their one downfall, as they are really good S&D players and they have played together before. That's usually what happens is you kind of get a little too aggressive, a little too overconfident. Players on the other team start play back a little bit more, start using Remingtons, picking you off. You get pissed off. So if they can keep an even keel and stay confident, but also remember that over aggression is not always the best, I think that they'll still pull it out.
Well, we'll obviously see if any teams can try and face off against the GHJ team in a successful fashion at that. But guys, before we head to a quick commercial break, want to give a quick shout to our sponsors as well. Shout out to Origin PC, Acquire Clothing, Scuff Gaming, and Zowie, a brand by BenQ. Major thank you, of course, to our sponsors for making tournaments like this one happen. But guys, when we return, we've got more action from the Ghost 44 $500 Prime. Myself, Taylor Keating, doing the casting, will join you guys when we come back from this quick commercial break.